You might be wondering, what is so complex about multi-owner LLCs? The complexity level for LLC drafting and planning and working with LLCs really goes from one level to the next when you have multiple owners. The single owner LLC, while it does have pitfalls and issues, is generally much simpler because you're not allocating voting, you're not allocating profits, you're not allocating control. In a true single owner LLC, we know who owns the business, it's the single owner. We know who controls the business, it's the single owner. And we may need to do some planning to make sure that we are protecting ourselves from liabilities, from third-party claims and other issues. There's certain things we want to build into our documents and agreements with a single owner LLC. But we don't have to deal with all that complexity of who votes for what happens if there's a deadlock, what happens if there's control issues, and how do profits get allocated. Now, as soon as we bring a second owner in and we get into a multi-owner LLC, well, things have changed a lot for our planning purposes. Right now, we need to start thinking about how do we do votes? What if there's a disagreement? In a 50-50 situation, sometimes we have two owners 50-50, or maybe we have 3-4 owners where we can get into a situation where the owners can end up in a 50-50 tie on a vote. Now we need to put a lot of special planning in there, and we want to think about how do we break that deadlock? How do we keep that business moving forward? Because what you don't want to do generally is end up in a deadlock where you're going to be fighting in the court system about the future of your business. You want to be able to resolve those types of issues internally among your owners, and so you're going to want to build provisions into your agreement. You also need to think about the allocation of profits and losses. What happens if money comes in, and how does that get divided among the owners? Is it allocated the same for profits and for losses as many people do, or is there a special allocation, a different allocation for profit and loss? What happens in a situation, a multi-owner company where you have more than one owner, and one owner maybe is putting labor into the business, the other person's maybe putting a lot of money into the business, capital and brain situation, which we often see in the startup world. That requires special planning. So what you're seeing here is a lot of complexity is brought in by that multi-owner LLC. So that's why you want to get some experienced professional help. You want to sit down with an attorney who's done multi-owner LLCs, that has worked through those issues, that can counsel. And what you need to do is get set up with the attorney early on, understand who the attorney's working for, whether it's one of the partners, both of the partners, or whatever the situation may be. A good experienced attorney can walk you through that process, and then get into the negotiation and drafting of who's going to do what and how that's going to work. So as soon as you see more than one owner in an LLC, you see complexity, really a good time to get some advanced advice, because what you want to do is make sure that time and energy and effort that you're putting into the LLC pays dividends for you. So you don't want to miss out on that. We'd love to hear your comments and questions. Obviously, anything you post in the comments here at YouTube is public, so don't put confidential information in there. But do tell us about your experience. If you have general questions about business and business law, we note those, and sometimes we do videos responsive to that. So feel free to ask questions, feel free to comment with your experience, but don't expect anything you placed in the comments to be confidential. Look forward to reading your comments below and seeing you for another video soon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Lots of great tips on business law here on this channel. Go check it out. Comment on some other videos as well. I'll see you down there.